Good evening. Welcome to Two-A-Day on your Packer Link Up. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, and you're watching the 10 o'clock edition. Well, no practice for the Packers in training camp today. They're resting up after their big game against Cincinnati last night, so nothing to report from training camp. So I thought what we'd do is go a little deeper into what was, in my mind, the ugliest portion of the Packers game against Cincinnati. It wasn't the interception Aaron Rodgers threw. It wasn't even the fumble at the end of the game with 48 seconds left that sort of sealed our fate. It wasn't the play of the offensive line. It was our defensive line against the run. And what this comes down to is just this. Our first string defensive line stayed in, held the Bengals down. Three and outs, three and outs. They didn't have a first down until the second quarter. I think they had 18 yards of total offense at that time. Did a good job with Cullen Jenkins and Colin Cole in the middle. But immediately upon those two exiting the field, things turned ugly very fast. Daniel Muir and Alfred Malone, with them in the middle, the Bengals just started running the ball down our throats. And try as I might, I just can't come to grips with the possibility that we're going to see some of these guys. Some of these guys got to step up because we may be seeing them and they may be seeing significant playing time since we're so thin at that position. It looks like Ryan Pickett will be back. I'm sure KGB will be back. But we're not sure at all about Johnny Jolly. We're not sure at all about Justin Harrell. Johnny with his legal issues. Justin Harrell, of course, has this back. That's just been one of those frustrating things. It's frustrating for all of us because we need that middle filled. And once again, I'll say our defensive line, every time Cullen Jenkins and Colin Cole are called upon to add reps to their game because somebody else can't come in and they're hurt, it increases their chances for fatigue, and fatigue increases the chances for injury. So once again, we're kind of having to walk a razor's edge with getting enough players in to practice with and to put up a fight in the preseason when we should have almost just pulled up the stakes and let them run through us, score their touchdown, get the offense back on the field, or maybe play a little game where they couldn't run the ball except for on first and second down, and then we could give our DBs a chance to play. But it looked very, very ugly there for a while. 13 yards overall is what the Bengals had in the first quarter, and then I think the number one offense, and this is the number one offense against some of our number twos again, but they rushed 6 times for 52 yards on an 80-yard touchdown drive right after our starters left. This what was the strength of our defense last year. The depth, not just good players, but having a very deep defensive line that really helped out all the DBs and the linebackers has now become a liability for us. We've got to get some people healthy. We've got to get some reps to some guys, especially Justin Harrell, and we've got to have healthy folks to rotate in and take over on that defensive line, or we are just plain going to be in trouble. So that's what I wanted to talk about this evening. Remember the 49ers coming up. Alex Smith against Aaron Rodgers. If Alex Smith even takes the field, I'm sure he will. But he may not be the starter for the 49ers this year. Interesting twist with the history, Mike McCarthy not choosing Aaron Rodgers and now coming back and playing against a guy who they chose number one overall, Alex Smith, who may now be in a backup role. So very interesting game. Of course, it's just a preseason game, but some good reps for the young guys. Again, I'm not seeing our bad play as necessarily a bad thing. It gives some guys a chance to develop, but in particular that D-line, keep an eye on that because those injuries may very well be our Achilles heel on defense. That's my thought, and that's Two-A-Day. So until next time, go Pack.